A few words about Blink, classical psychology by Malcolm Gladwell. Again, a few words because there've been some notes on the blog. Subscribe, like, share, and it's probably the most quoted book by this freedom, and I keep referring to it again and again. Because as we learn from Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking by Malcolm Gladwell, one of the top luminaries of the day, of this age. Most of our decisions are taken in the blink of an eye, without thinking, spontaneously, instantaneously. And we have arguments, we have the reasoning, we have the demonstration of the thin slicing theory inside the book. It goes back to fight or flight. Millennia ago, our ancestors had to snap up and get up and run or stay and be food, get some food. There was no time to procrastinate. Those procrastinators are long dead, and their genes are absent from our pool genes, apparently. We have examples from war games where the one who takes snap decisions wins against the system, against the American military apparatus, in fact, because the decisions when they're slow, they go through channels, back channels, verification, and so on. And so a fast enemy is victorious in those situations. We have the Kuros statues at the Getty Museum in California. It's a group of experts, and again they say immediately they're false, and they are, right. They just felt fresh, and that's not good for a for an ancient, supposedly an ancient statue. Proves its fame. In medicine, where for some time the tradition had all the patients coming in at the emergency room go through slow, very laborious processes, but then it didn't help. Lives were lost, so they changed it to fast track, fast system, and that works. That saves lives. I was thinking and mentioning to a friend yesterday, those who taste food and drinks, we don't know if it's Coke or Pepsi in a glass, unless we've seen the bottle of it. We don't know if it's a blind test. But then professionals know what type of vanilla is used in a glass, if it's from Brazil or if it's from some Pacific or another island. And that's, again, in the blink of an eye. There are mistakes. Of course, it's not an infallible system. There's the yellow case. A man of color was killed by the police because they said freeze. He didn't. He knew English, but he didn't get the word freeze, the meaning of that. Moved for the police, he was suspicious, and quickly. That's not the only case, of course. Brutality, violence inflicted by the police are a vast subject, and Black Lives Matter and other movements have exposed that. The Vincennes aircraft carrier had this plane in its vicinity. They sent signals. The plane didn't identify itself. They were approaching, so a decision had to be taken fast. And the plane was shot down as potentially an enemy, which could cause damage, sink. Vincennes possibly. And it proved it was a Iranian commercial aircraft with hundreds of people on board. Terminal. There's more on this case, of course, in the document that we can study, but then it's fundamental. And to end with, we have the situation, this research, where they looked at the 500 top companies in the world and some hundreds of CEOs, and from that number, I don't remember the exact figures, but around a third, maybe 30% or 28% of the CEOs were very, very, very tall, extremely tall. That's something like 190 centimeters tall. And the number in the population at large is much smaller, the proportion. That's just 3%. Again, I don't know exactly, but many times less in proportion, which shows that when those people were hired for the very top, it's again a blink decision. Things like thinking without thinking. They entered the boardroom and they created an impression. Yes, impressive CVs, no question about it, but so is the case for those who have 170 centimeters, 160. So there's that, which in a way proves, again, the validity of this theory and how great the book is.